1, 2, 3, 4.
Crocodiles hear what I say. I have to count you right away. Do not move, but listen to.
It's the end of the school week at Windermere Junior School, and these pupils are enjoying their music lesson. They've benefited from the Wider Opportunities programme in Cumbria, which gives children a chance to learn and develop musical skills.
You tricked the crocodiles to get over to the other side.
Who did?
Council.
Tricked the crocodiles to get over to the other side of the
River.
Can anyone add anything to that?
I think
It's a percussion project, and it's led out of stories about different parts of the world. And then we take songs usually and we develop the music out of the songs.
Well, we'll welcome them in and we'll review what we did in previous lessons, whether it be an idea or whether it be a song or whether it be a percussion pattern that we've been practicing, and we'll go back through that again and we'll remind them what the end. We'll look at the instruments involved and then they'll all have a go at practicing it in groups. So we set them up that they know they're going to have a go at something. They don't all do everything, because there isn't enough time for that, but they all know they're going to do something. So every child is involved right through the whole of the lesson in some way or another.
Playing any musical instrument really helps with coordination, and they can apply that then to all sorts of other things that they might do. It improves their language development, it helps with literacy and reading and writing skills, and it helps with to do with making patterns, so it leads on to numeracy skills.
Tack, buzz, buzz. Dum, tack, tack, dum, tack, buzz, buzz. Well, the tuned percussion, the ones around the edge, are from the County Music Service, and that's been fabulous because obviously the school don't have enough resources to get them themselves, and we personally don't own them. So that's been a tremendous starting point, is looking what was there. And then we've added in things that the school have. For example, I have a selection of about 40 different musical instruments that I've picked up over the years. So I pick from that, and we manage to bring together useful, sensible sounds, and where possible, attractive things that will make them want to pick them up and want to have a go, because it's no good having something you're not keen on.
Well, they're great, they're very enthusiastic, and the interesting thing is that they're interested in playing other instruments, and that was something that we hadn't really anticipated, because in coming years they won't necessarily have the opportunity to become percussionists, but they might be able to learn to play the violin or the flute, and they can transfer the skills that they've learnt here to those instruments, and they're keen to do that.
Well, we started really based quite firmly in England, looking at how patterns work and how you can pick different notes to fit different music, and that was a good starting point. And then we moved a bit further away and we've looked at Chinese music, for example. That was taken up very enthusiastically by the school. And then we moved across to some American music, which was very exciting and rhythmically interesting, which was good fun, and caused quite a lot of conversation, because while children may not have been to China, quite a lot of them have been to America. And now we're exploring some Balinese and some Javanese ideas. So it's a kind of a quick whip round the world.
Most of these children had little or no musical experience, although some came from family backgrounds where there was some experience.
I like playing instruments because my granny gives me piano lessons on Saturday morning at 9. And it's quite fun because my sister does it too, so we have to take turns in sharing the piano at home. I feel proud about myself because my granny says well done and everything.
We might be starting violin classes at here when we go into year 4, and that's been one of my dreams, to play the violin. So my mum says my granddad will be really proud of me because he's always wanted someone in the family to play the violin.
My dad plays the guitar and I want to play it too. I want to learn how to play the violin, so yeah, I have to learn how to be able to read music before you can do it. We play music on just Fridays. Mrs. Harry and Mrs. Leggett make us do some words, and we play the words what she tells us to do. We just learn lots of things.
Rush.
And we've had to do some change into our classroom organisation because of the nature of the instruments that we use, which are rather large to be carrying about. So what we've had to do is the children have moved and not the instruments.
What they've got from it is that singing's everywhere, is that you can do it everywhere and any time and on any occasion. There hasn't been a point where they've said to us, could you produce a song about, and we've gone, ooh, don't think I've got one about that. It's always been, yes, we've got one. We've always had something to reflect what was going on in their current lives. So music's part of everything. And the other things they've got from it, I should say, I think is that they're all capable musicians, that they can all have a go and they can all produce worthwhile results.
I do think it has inspired a number of them, you know, and developed an interest in music, possibly one that they might not have had developed beforehand. But I would hope that, you know, a reasonable proportion of them will go on to develop their musical ability in other areas. I know Penny is offering to, I think there's the possibility to play the violin next year, so we'll hope that a number of them will take up the offer.
Children have super opportunities, but these kids have things pulling them in all directions. There are other factors involved. There's money and there's time and there's other commitments.
I think the way it'll continue is that the children are interested in learning to play a whole range of instruments. It's just stimulated their interest in making music, and so I think they will then go on to play other instruments, not necessarily percussion. And I think that's been great. That's fine.
I think, like everything else, it's an experiment that needs looked at and balanced again. And we're already beginning to do that in the music service. We're already seeing where we need to shift year groups and shift instruments and different options. I think it's been a fantastic opportunity. I think without this, the children would not necessarily have been taken places musically that they have been taken.